Hey guys, it's me Hayley and I'm back for another video. And for this video, we will uncover the reason why most Filipinos don't have savings. But before we begin, please subscribe to my channel right now and hit that like button if you like this video, and please turn on that notification bell so you won't miss any video. For me, here are the 8 reasons why most Filipinos don't have savings. Why? We have this fatalistic Filipino attitude that we need to stop right now. And if you don't have any savings yet, you are the problem. So I created this video for you because I know a lot of us are struggling on how to save money, and let's talk about why we don't have savings. Not me personally. So we can identify how to break that habit. Now there are a lot of factors why you don't have savings yet, or I created 8 of them because these are the most common behaviors that I notice from my friends and from the people that I encounter personally. So without further ado, let's start this video. Number 1. Number 1 is most Filipinos are not financial literate, or not financially literate, let's say. What do I mean by this? Yes, we already heard that, to save money during or for rainy days. So yet we just neglect it, and we don't have the urge to do it, or we are not practicing the habits of saving money. And you need to invest your time for learning. Take time to read relevant stuff about financial literacy. It's very important. For me, it's personally very important. That's what I've been doing when I was in my early and during my 20s. What is also the main reason why Filipinos are not financially literate? What's the reason? Because we don't have time to educate ourselves about handling our finances accordingly, because we're too busy with our lives on browsing social media, too busy with the things that are not valuable. We don't have time to educate ourselves to learn on saving money or diversifying it as well. And being too busy with the things that doesn't add value to our life is not going to help you at all, and it's not going to help you improve either. Invest your time for learning, no matter how old you are. It's better to spend your time with valuable things such as educating yourself, reading a lot of relevant stuff, especially with the things you are struggling with. Let's say, for example, you're struggling with your finances. So you can actually read a lot about financial literacy. Everything is free. It's on the internet. You have data, you have Wi-Fi. You don't need to buy expensive books or spend money to learn because everything is available online. It's absolutely free. You don't have an excuse, right? You don't have an excuse to learn. Everything's available online, and you can even read just for 1 hour a day, or watch relevant videos on YouTube about savings instead of browsing on social media that doesn't add value to your life. Hello. Take time to reflect on how you can, solve the problem, or how do you get out of that rat race. Take time to study about these things. These are most important thing that you need to know when you're an adult, right? And take time to reflect on how you can save money, make a strategy, and plan to do it every single month. Make intentions. Now, let me share this to you that I personally save 30%, or sometimes 50 or 20 is the least. I don't go below 20 because my my principle is to save 20% regardless of how much I earn for that certain month. So it's either 30, 50, or 20. And always save first before I spend my money. And then I make a budget of my expenses. So I always get the 20% from my earning for that certain month, and then I have to keep it and put it in my bank or savings account. I make a budget for my expenses, and ultimately it's not a big deal for me to save because I already built that habit. So I think you can do that one as well. It's just a matter of your mindset, and change your mindset as well as early as now. Then moving on to number 2, you don't know how to save. So how would you possibly do that if you don't know how to save, right? So meaning to say, you are evidently not educating yourself. So just like, you just have this idea in your head, but in reality, you don't make a plan, you don't have intentions in saving money consistently. So do you agree with this? Yes, because this is related to number one. We don't have time to educate ourselves in handling our finances, because we have this fatalistic attitude of easy-go-lucky that's preventing us from getting into savings, or into the savings habit, or getting into the savings habit. So there is no bachelor's degree required for you to learn how to save. Just your ultimate commitment and willingness to take actions on how to improve your financial situation. I can personally attest that, because most of the people who are working in a corporate job always borrow money before the payday. It's what we call pizza. Is it pizza de peligro? That clearly means majority of them are not saving money and don't have savings at all. So what's gonna happen to you if you have an emergency? What's gonna save you? Your cats, your dogs, your neighbor? And don't tell me you're just gonna borrow money from your friends all the time. That's not a good habit, I'm telling you. And moving on to number 3. This is the most highlighted and most common that I heard from my friends. You are not saving money at all. Number 3. If you don't have the habit of saving money, then obviously you don't have savings at all. Right? Is that correct? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people belong to this category. I can personally attest that with my friends. Like, personally. And all of the 3 that I mentioned are correlated to each other. And if you don't educate yourself, then how would you possibly do it, right? If you have no knowledge about financial literacy, chances are you're not going to save money at all, because you don't know the importance of saving money for rainy days or for your emergencies generally, right? That clearly means you are not doing it, or you are not saving every month, or you are not saving every time you get your salary. You don't prioritize to save money first before spending, because you don't make a budget. You don't pay yourself first. When we're talking about paying ourselves first, it means we need to save 20% from our income, no matter how big or small it is. No excuse. I think you should have known that, when you enter adulting life, because I wish I knew that during my early 20s, but it's okay. I already built that habit. But yes, I hope it's not too late for everyone as well, or for the other people. But I noticed that even some of my friends are already 40, like, they don't have savings at all. It's like, oh my goodness, I can't do that. And stop making excuses that you have small salary because it's not, and you're saying it's not enough. Then you make a budget. Leave it in your means. Lower your expenses. Simple as that. Stop pretending you can afford something. Stop pretending that you always eat outside or order Grab Food or Food Panda. You can save a lot if you can cook or make your own food. Simple as that, right? Try to look for an alternative where you can save more instead of looking for a quick fix. Then you can keep on spending too much. Does that make sense, right? Stop thinking for a quick fix. Or now, speaking of spending too much, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is spending too much. This is the reason why you cannot save, because you have too much spending. You're living beyond your means, so you don't have enough money left for savings. You need to identify which category do you spend much money on. Then make adjustments with your spending habits, lower your expense, or find ways to lower your expenses in that category. Take, for example, spending too much on ordering food outside, like Grab Food or Food Panda. Again, you can cook your own food and save a lot by preparing your own food. I personally cook my own food, guys. I don't eat outside somewhere because I can save, like, making groceries all at once with my food, like for 2 weeks meal prep. Like, I can save money a lot instead of eating outside. Even though I can afford it, yes, I can, but I don't like that idea of spending too much on food. Then I can, like, just prepare my own food. I can save a lot. Like, I don't like that idea of eating and ordering food outside. Not unless if it's necessary, or I'm in a hurry, or I have, like, a meeting to do and I need to go, like, to a bank or something like that. So that's the time that I need to eat outside. But if it's not necessary, then I don't do it. And also, beware of your little expenses, because a small leak can sink a big ship. Right? So also the formula in savings is you should save first, which is 20%, and spend what is left. not the other way around. So the formula is income minus savings and then your expenses. It's not the other way around, okay? You have to save first. When you receive your paycheck, you get a 20% portion of it and then keep it in your bank or somewhere, and your savings, rather. You need to save first before you spend your money, and you need to identify between your needs and your wants. Learn to control your wants and focus only on your needs. And it's the lack of self-control when it comes to our spending habits on those, unnecessary things. This is the leading reason among all the top reasons why most Filipinos have no savings at all. Do you agree with me? It's the lack of self-control, because you just keep on buying the things that you don't need to impress other people, right? Now moving on to number 5. You're full of debts. Debts. Why? Because you have unnecessary loans and unnecessary things that you don't need, such as a new gadget, new appliance, or new iPhone, even if your phone is still working and the purpose of your phone is just to communicate or maybe to take pictures. You don't need those expensive phones. What is the purpose? You want to show off to other people that you can afford? You might be using an iPhone, but in reality you're broke as hell. You're full of debts. You have no savings at all. Are you not ashamed of that? Like, you're already an adult, 30s, 40s, you don't have savings. OMG. I totally understand each and everyone's situation is different. But for me, don't apply for a loan just, to get a new gadget, or just because you just want something for yourself. Like, please stop doing that as early as now, because you always end up getting broke. And you can't save money if you have this kind of mindset. I'm telling you now. And you are relying on debts because you don't pay it first upfront, but you already have the item with you. But in reality, you're already spending the money you haven't earned yet. That's the reality of debts. You spend the money that you haven't earned yet. That's debt. Credit cards. So act according to your wage, your salary. Act according to your salary, your earnings. Stop pretending that you can afford those things. If you can afford it, then don't buy it. Leave it in your means. Don't go beyond what you can't afford, because this will ensure you will not find yourself protected when an emergency happens. This is where the time you borrow money from your friends, because you don't have emergency funds. You don't have money left for your rainy days. You don't even think about it, right? Who do you expect to save you? Your friends, your neighbors, your parents, your siblings? It is your responsibility to save for your emergency, not other people. Stop relying on, I can borrow money from someone. Don't be like kind of people. Stop doing that mindset as early as now. Be responsible financially. Now moving on to number 6. You don't write a budget plan. This is very common. Every time you get your paycheck, you just go to the shopping app and place an order, but you haven't budgeted your money first. That's not a rule. Every time you have money, whatever source of income it is, you have to budget that first. Savings again, income minus savings equals expense. You need a written budget. Write on a scratch paper, or you can buy a 20 pesos notebook, right? Write all your expenses so you can picture it out, how much money you left for your savings. And you don't have to overspend for the things that you don't need. That's very simple, right? Easier said than done. Yes, because I personally put all of my expenses here in my tablet. Like, I wrote down here. I also have a paper, it's like a journal or something, like it's a notebook as well here, that I wrote down some of my expenses, or the expenses that I need to buy, like next day or next week or next month or whatever it is. So yeah, everything is written. Like, honestly, it's so detailed. I even show it to some of my friends. That's how I budget my money. And yes, so you have to do it every payday, guys. Like, stop making excuses. As soon as you finish this video, make a written budget before you get your paycheck. Do it every month or 2 weeks or bi-weekly. Buy a 20 pesos notebook. Don't use your cell phone because it has too many distractions. And budget is very important. It's a plan you write down to decide how will you spend your money each month. The rule of budgeting is 20, 30, 50. So 20% is your savings, 30% is your wants, and 50% is your expense. Now let's go over the detail of this percentage breakdown. So 30 is your savings, which is non-negotiable. Then make a budget. It's either monthly or weekly expense. It depends on you and how do you do it. But make sure to leave it in your means. So when you say budget, so let's say for example you allocate let's say just 5,000 or 3,000 for your food. Don't go beyond that. Okay, don't go beyond that. Budget is budget. That's allocated for that. If you go beyond that, you're in the wrong place. Okay, so don't go beyond what you can't afford, because so a budget plan helps you make sure that you have enough money every month. So without a budget, you might run out of money before your next paycheck. Make sure you don't spend all of your money without anything left in your pocket. Now moving on to number 7. This is a little bit uncomfortable to open up, but I want you to open your mind about this, okay? And I'm pretty sure a lot of this as well, like OFWs, belong to this category, and some of my friends too. But please open your mind, okay? Your number 7 is your family is depending on you. You don't prioritize to save money for yourself. This is true, because some of my friends are also OFWs. Then I don't know. We talk about savings. They said they don't have money, so it's pretty sad. Though they earn much money than I am. I think it's not how much you earn; it's how much you save, right? It sounds underrated, but yes, it's true. Now, it's what they called, or as what they say, rather, you're not your parents' retirement. Stop making yourself a hero, because you're not. And I heard this from financial advisors that your children is not your retirement plan, or your child is not your retirement plan. And unfortunately, this is a Filipino culture here in the Philippines. Like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. Well, there's a good way for you to deal with that one. And just a disclaimer again, there's nothing wrong with helping your families, yes, but make sure that you don't compromise your own needs as well. You don't compromise your own, agenda, or you don't let them depend on you completely. And, let's say you're a breadwinner. Yes, it is good to help, but make sure to prioritize yourself no matter what, and stop saying yes all the time. You're not a human ADM, and learn to say no, okay? And you can let them work or help them to find good source of income, such as selling stuff or selling anything that they can possibly earn money. There's a lot of ways to earn money. It's just like a matter of, thinking of what is, the idea of earning money or how to earn money. There's a lot of ways. You just have to think of it. Now, I like this idea of don't give them the fish. Teach them how to fish. This is what I'm talking about, that don't let them depend on you completely. Okay? So, don't give them the fish. Teach them how to catch a fish. Make them independent to earn. Especially if you have siblings younger than you. Because I personally grew up, or during my early 20s, I moved out from our house. I don't want to depend from anybody. I don't want from my mother, from my brother. I don't want that. Even if I'm the youngest, I was like, well, yes, they are supporting me financially before I move out, but I don't like that idea. For me, I have my mindset of, I wanted to live on my own. I want to experience how to live, how to make decisions on my own. Because if you're living with them or you're depending on them, chances are you're not going to make your own decisions. You're just going to depend on them, because you'll be disrespectful if, you are going to disagree with them or something like that. So technically, you cannot make your own decisions. That was my point there. So I moved out, and then I worked during my 20s. I think I started working 22 or 23. And that's why I realized that, oh my God, living on your own is not easy. I was struggling financially, handling my finances, because I was young. I don't have any idea about how to handle my finances. And it's my first time to receive a paycheck, something like that. Because I never worked in my entire life. Not at all. I don't have experience in doing that. And stop making yourself a hero, because you will end up, always getting broke. And nobody can help you if you're in need, right? Because who's gonna help you? Your family is already broke, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of OFWs and breadwinners can relate to this category. But yes, that's pretty sad, but yes, that's what it is. Now, we have this last but not least. I love having multiple streams of income. Do you have multiple streams of income? maybe this is also the reason why you cannot save, aside from you have too much spending because you are settling for one source of income. Yes, number 8 is settling for one source of income or no other streams of income. Well, if you think that your money is not enough or your wage is not enough, then you build other source of income. Make sure that you don't inflate your expenses or you don't inflate your lifestyle. And you know what? An average millionaire has 8 streams of income. Can you imagine 8? You only have 1? Like, look at SM Mall. Look at how Henry C. achieved his financial success. He didn't have a job at all during, I think that was 1940s or 30s. He was making shoes on the streets. I think that was in Marikina. He sold his shoes, saved his money to build, other source of income or put up another business to generate money for him. Until he became so successful. And he's like a business tycoon here in the Philippines, right? He's one of the wealthiest Filipino billionaire or whatever. Then Henry C. didn't came from a rich family, guys. Like, it's a rags to riches story. And how did he achieve his financial success? How did Henry C. manage his business? Henry C. would buy, goods from the Vistoria flea market. I think that's what we call carbon here in Cebu. And he carries all the goods on his back and then sells them in a small store. And of his father called Sari Sari, because we call it small store here in the Philippines. We call it Sari Sari store. When both going to close the store, they would sleep in a small space to make their way of living much better. It's like it's literally poor, but look at them right now. They're very successful. Hopefully we can be like that soon. Just kidding. Yeah, hopefully, why not? Right? Because he knows he knows how the money works. In short, he's financially a literate person with strong drive and insane work ethic. So he's willing to get there whatever it takes. And Henry is just a regular person, right? I guess nothing is special with him, but it's just his mindset. What makes him different is his mindset. He has different thinking when it comes to money, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to business and all of that. So money is not the rule of evil, guys. It's the lack of money. The root is the root of all evil. And so stop settling for one source of income. You can do small business on the side while working on a 9-to-5 job. Learn to make use of your free time, to invest your time in valuable things, okay? Don't browse on social media, don't browse on Facebook, post nonsense things, post memes, share memes that doesn't add value to your life. You can do research and, how to learn money, how to make other business, so whatever your interests are. And personally, me, I don't depend on my corporate job. I have other sources too, but yes, because I wanted to build other sources. And stop settling for your 9-to-5 job because you cannot achieve financial success. And if you don't have multiple streams of income, like I don't know what's gonna happen to you. You cannot hear a rich person working on a 9-to-5 job because usually they're the boss of their own company, like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Jack Ma, and many more. Remember, majority of them are college dropouts. They don't have a degree, so it's not an excuse. You can also even like just the minor things of their habits, guys, like the habits is very important. And having multiple streams of income gives you financial security, peace of mind. And creating multiple streams of income allows you to have various cash flows, sources that are coming in. This will put you in a better position to be prepared if one source income fails, right? Then having multiple streams of income will allow you to invest a greater proportion in both of your primary source or other new sources of income. So you may decide, guys, to invest more freely in your free time and personal development, and you could choose to continue building additional sources of income or whatever. So the secret of your future is in your daily routine. Successful people do daily what unsuccessful people do on occasionally. So that is it, guys. And I hope you learned something from this video, and comment down below if you are experiencing these habits, and comment down below if you see someone or your friends who are stuck in this bad money habit. You may send this video to them. Just kidding, if you want to, then go on. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel. Click that like button if you like this video. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye.